so good. So this morning I looked up a Copycat recipe for the caramel apple spice latte at Starbucks, and this is spot on. I actually did not realize that there is no coffee in that recipe until today, and it kind of just blows my mind. I know a lot of Starbucks drinks are just sugar anyways, but whenever you like actually make it yourself and see how easy it is, how inexpensive it is, it's like, why in the world did I ever pay $6 for a latte? Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here today. We are going to be doing some fun fall things, as well as talking about bringing some goodness into our homes. So especially in the season of fall, it can be so easy to rush and to go and to do and to be, and the last couple of weeks have been that for us. We have been so busy with great things, with fun things, and every weekend from here through the end of the year is just going to be completely full. But this week I have the opportunity to be in my home and outside of our daily coming and going routine. Right now, I don't want to jinx anything, but right now we don't have much extra on our plate. And I am just so looking forward to bringing some goodness into our home. I have some DIY fall decor projects that I am excited to share with you. I just saw some things that were very inexpensive at Walmart and at the thrift store, and I'm excited to put those around my house and make it a bit more festive. Mostly on the archway between my kitchen and living room, I'm going to be doing a little bit of garland, and then on my front porch, I haven't done anything fall on my front porch, so I'm excited to get that all cleaned off, straightened up, and then put some fall decor out. This year I'm doing something a bit different than what I've done in the past, but I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you. Over the last several weeks, we've been talking about different fruits of the spirit and how that looks practically in homemaking, in the tone that we set, in the rhythms that we keep. I'm excited to lean into goodness a bit because it can be so easy when things are so rushed and busy to forget to cultivate that in and around our home. Of course with our tone, but also just with the sweet little things, with slowing down and creating margin in our schedule so that we can add these sweet little touches to our home and encourage the people who are here, whether that be family or friends visiting or a neighbor who needs comfort, whatever that might look like, to encourage them to think on things that are good and true and right and pure and holy, and just uplifting the things that keep us focused on eternity and not simply on the things of this earth. While there are many fun things to enjoy here, and I think that the Lord definitely wants us to enjoy, such as DIY house decor for fall, we know that we can't take any of those things with us. We know that we can't take caramel apple spice lattes with us, but goodness, are they so enjoyable while we are here. So even though there's a lot that I have on my to-do list, I am just so glad that we're going to get to spend this time together today, slowing down, investing in our homes, and looking at what goodness as a homemaker can really do for our whole family. I almost forgot because I didn't want to bore you with all of our craziness right now in life, but my brother's wedding is coming up in right about a month. Our girls are going to be flower girls. The dress attire requested is formal and elegant, so I have been thrifting a few different formal pieces. I actually went this morning and got one more. I now have thrifted a total of 3, and then my mom got me one that was like super discount on sale at Belk. And so I'm going to try them on really fast and show them to you. And I need you to tell me in the comments which one to wear, because I am so at a loss. The bridal party's colors are going to be emerald green. My girls will be in long satin ivory dresses. They're going to be beautiful. But I cannot decide what I want Nicholas and I to wear. So please help me. Leave in the comments down below which one you think I should go with, and then we'll figure out his outfit based on mine.
So I really enjoy the simplicity, but also the like high-low and ruffle around the hem. But is this too dressy? Because I don't know how formal should be. You never want to take the attention off of the bride. I don't know. I like how this one is a bit more modest, and it's hard to tell in the video, but it's actually like kind of pulled to the side around the waist, which I feel like is flattering. My concern is this color too close to the emerald green of the bridal party? And then I got to thinking that you can never go wrong with a little black dress. Of course it is short, and I'm thinking I would wear my hair up in an updo to make it a bit more dressy. In a minute you'll see me put a shawl on over it. It's a November wedding, so of course it's going to be a bit chilly, but Also keep in mind that with all of these dresses, I will be wearing heels, so my legs will be looking about 3 to 4 inches longer than they do here, if that helps at all in the decision-making process. And then the last one is the one that my mom found, which I do like, but I don't think will be the dress for this wedding. I guess I feel like with all of them, they could work, but none of them stand out as like the obvious choice to me. If one does for you, please let me know in the comments because I need help. So when I think about goodness, I think about the quiet things, the kind that really don't get a whole lot of attention. Because of course it's easy to think goodness is only found in the big gestures or the picture perfect moments like a new job, a shiny car, a baby announcement, all of these things which are absolutely wonderful. But most often, it shows up right here in the ordinary and in the care that we give to the small things. So for instance, cleaning the porch is not glamorous, but it's one of those simple ways to make space for peace. It's also the very first area that greets us whenever we get out of the car from wherever we've been, however tired we are. The clutter of my porch can either stress me more and make me feel even more exhausted, add to the mental capacity of things that I need to clean, things that I need to do, or it can just welcome me right on into my home as like a peaceful way of saying, you made it. There's something kind of grounding about sweeping away the dust and setting things in order again too. It reminds me that homes don't have to be perfect in order to be filled with good things. They really just need our presence, our attention, and a little bit of love. Sometimes it does feel repetitive. I'm not gonna lie. Homemaking can feel repetitive, like you are doing the same things over and over again. But when we shift our mindset, those same exact moments can often become quiet acts of goodness. So folding blankets, watering plants, wiping down a table, pairing socks. These are all small ways of saying that this space matters and the people who live here matter too. And as I get older and older, I feel like that's what goodness really is to me. It's choosing what is life-giving over what might be hurried or harsh. It's taking time to notice light in the morning as I'm washing dishes in the warm sink water and bubbles are flying through the air. It's taking time to enjoy the smell of something baking or to create a nice simmer pot on the stove. And of course, something that I'm always trying to be better at is pausing during the day to simply breathe.
Okay, it got so hot outside I had to change clothes. And when I say so hot, it's not that hot. It's like in the 70s. And as you can probably tell, the wind is amazing. But still, when you're doing all that up and down and back and forth from our storage building to the porch, I was just in need of getting out of that dress. So I wanted to show you some little things that I found at Walmart that I thought we could make something cutesy with. I don't know how well they will like hang on our porch with wind and stuff, because our porch does seem to just be like a tunnel for the wind to come right through, which is great for wind chimes. But for witches hats and like paper witches hats at that, it's kind of like a honeycomb centerpiece. So I'm just gonna put them together and see how they do, maybe tie some strings to them. And I was gonna use fishing line so that you couldn't see it quite as easily, but my husband was on his way out to work and I was like, don't even worry about it, we'll just use what we got, which is this sewing machine thread. And I mean, it's been working fine for everything else. I used it to tie my scarecrow's hands together. It'll be fine. It'll hold up just as good as anything else. And I don't think that the strings themselves are going to be able to be very long anyways, because we don't have a super tall ceiling on our porch. So look at how cute this is. Meow. Isn't that so sweet? I have never been into the spooky side of Halloween and fall decor. I've always just stuck to pumpkins and fall harvest and those kinds of things. But something about having kids and them being old enough to get into like the actual, I don't want to say trick-or-treating because we don't trick-or-treat, but like we will go to some trunk-or-treats. Our church will be hosting one as well. So they are very much aware of what that is. They remember it from last year and they're just at an age where they get really excited about it. So I definitely want to keep like perspective on how much of the spooky stuff we get into. But Halloween in of itself is more of, you know, witch hats lights and trick-or-treat and jack-o'-lanterns, those kinds of things. So I am incorporating a little bit of that, some that I've thrifted, like these that I found very inexpensive at Walmart. So each of these 2 packs were like $3 and some change. I got 3 packs, so I ended up spending like $10 on all of it. And I'm really excited to see how it looks hanging from the porch. So I'm gonna finish putting these together and then tie some string on them, and we'll see what we can make happen. Okay, you wanna help or you want to butter it?
Lately, I've really been praying for discernment to know when to be productive and when to simply rest. Sometimes that balance can feel really tricky, especially in a season like this where there's always something to do, but I'm learning that goodness doesn't always look like constant motion. It can look like a slow morning or a quiet moment spent creating just for the joy of it, not because of the final product. Even the fun creative projects like making these little witches hats or fall garland, which we'll do in a few minutes, they can be really restful too. There's something about slowing down and using our hands that really brings peace back to our minds. It reminds me that rest is not always stillness. Sometimes it's just a different kind of rhythm. So like we were saying earlier, the repetitive tasks of homemaking can hold that same kind of rest. Wiping down counters and folding laundry and sweeping floors, those mindless things, they really don't demand a lot of us mentally. So they give our thoughts some space to breathe and let our minds just kind of wander and settle while our hands keep moving and accomplishing things. So in that rhythm, we can actually conserve emotional energy, if you will. That way when our kids need us, or our husbands want to spend time with us, or the people God has placed in our lives, we are not fully drained. We're actually creating these small pockets of calm along the way. Even though it looks like work, it's actually really refreshing for me. And maybe that's part of what it means to fill our homes with goodness, to find peace in the patterns and to let these simple things restore us, remembering that even quiet work can be holy work. So in this season, as the world around us starts to rush toward the holidays and all of the fun things, I just want to remember that goodness does not require more. On the contrary, it invites less. Less noise, less striving, and less pressure to make everything perfect. True goodness is quiet. It lingers in gratitude and it shows up in gentle words. It's found in the care that we give to what's already right here in front of us. And as today winds down, I have been reminded that goodness isn't just something we do, but rather it's something that we choose. It's choosing to be present, to find peace in ordinary moments, to let simple things be enough. Some days that looks like productivity, and other days it's allowing ourselves to rest and be renewed. Both can be good when our hearts are in the right place. My prayer for this season is for a home filled with that kind of goodness. Not just pretty things, but a gentle spirit, a grateful heart, and peace that lingers long after the day is done.